Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, the Lemon himself, Zeke Lamone, and this is my review for The Strangers Chapter 2. But before we get into that, let's get the house clean out of the way. Shout out to leave a like, comment below, let me know your thoughts on The Strangers Chapter 2, and of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, all that out of the way, let's get into it, shall we? So, I'm a fan of the Strangers franchise. I think that first one is a very underrated film, but, you know, from the conversation I have about that film with other people, whether it be online or in person, they all say, yeah, that movie is very underrated. So if everyone says it's underrated, is it truly underrated? Has it like finally arrived and it just took a long time to get there? But either way, that's neither here or there. But again, I think that is one great scary movie, to say the least. And then the Strangers Pray at Night, I think, is a lot of fun. Does it hold a candle to the original? No, but I still have a lot of fun with that one. And then when we got to Strangers Chapter 1, it was kind of a weird experience because I remember when I first came out of that movie and I did my review for it, whether it be immediate reaction and when I did it here on YouTube, is that I did not like it whatsoever. I thought it was a really bad movie. And then it came to streaming and I was like, you know what, let me give this movie another chance now that it's on streaming. Click play and I was like, you know what, that was a fine movie. Is it anything to really run home about? No. Is it memorable whatsoever? No, not really. But I do remember like watching it at home going, you know what? This was fine. And this is probably where this trilogy should have gone to, is streaming, because with this second one, I kind of feel the same way in a lot of ways. Where I think the beginning was actually pretty good. Is it rip-off Halloween 2? Sure. But I also really like the notion of the themes that they were really trying to communicate here. They were really on the nose with a lot of ways how this movie was communicated. But I really did like the cat and mouse game that we did in the hospital. Is it something that you've seen many times before? Sure, but to me, the execution within the hospital, and I kind of wish we stayed in the hospital for the whole entire movie, to me, it was a lot of fun. I was having a good time. I was actually kind of nervous in some areas of it, where they used music, where they didn't use music. Seeing the strangers run was a lot of fun as well. Everything within the hospital, again, I had a good time with. Again, some stuff you've already seen. Maybe you're kind of redundant on those, which is pretty fair. But for me, I was pretty well entertained in the beginning part of this movie when we focus on the hospital. And I really did appreciate the movie that I didn't waste any time. It just got straight to it. Because that first one, we took a long time to get to the scares because they were really rehashing the first movie a little bit. And I think that's where the boringism came in for me. And on this one, we were just like, all right, let's get right into it, which I did appreciate. The problem, however, is then she leaves the hospital. And it's still somewhat engaging as well because this is where the paranoia comes in, because in a lot of ways it reminded me of that finale from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? Or the tagline of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I should say, where, you know, it's like, who will survive and what will become of them after they get out? Because when she does leave, when she gets on that truck and she's driving away on it, well, she doesn't get in, she's on the back, and she is like so relieved, so happy, but also mortified. It's one of the most disturbing endings for a horror movie ever, is that original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And in this movie, they kind of go into that conversation. Okay, well then what does happen next is that this person will be so messed up in the head and they'd be so paranoid and have PTSD from everyone that she just wouldn't be able to trust anyone, because she would think everyone here is a stranger and that she is literally her versus everyone else. And when they did lean in on that, it was engaging to me. I was actually really interested in that. She's in the car. You see it in the trailer. She's in this truck and there's a bunch of people in it. And what she is thinking is that they are the strangers. And this is where, you know, they're a little too on the nose with the descriptions, because I know from her eyes, which honestly, the lead actress, she does a great job. She doesn't have a whole lot of lines in this movie. In a lot of ways, it's kind of a silent film because you're just relying on her eyes and her facial expressions on what she is thinking. I get what she is thinking, that, okay, these guys might be the strangers. I see some muddy boots. I'm going to steal these muddy boots. Okay, I see a knife. They're using a knife. Two guys. He has a smiley face. I've seen the smiley face. I got that. I completely got it. I did not need a random cut to like, oh, this is what she sees. She sees the man in the mask. Oh, she sees pinup girl. Oh, she sees doll face. She sees all, like it cuts to them wearing the mask in it. And I I just didn't need that. I understood that she thinks this is the strangers, and I just didn't need that cut in the movie. And when it's leaning in on that paranoia, it's very, very interesting. However, the movie then continues, and she gets lost in the woods, right? Because she can't trust anyone. And the movie kind of becomes The Revenant for a little bit, because she's trying to do all these survival tactics. She's like bloodied up, she's messed up, and I'm not giving away the movie. This is just some pinpoints on it. But she's in the woods, and she's trying to do the survival thing, and there's a scene with an animal that I really just don't think was needed whatsoever. It really did feel like everything they shot for this movie that they wanted to do was, it got up to like maybe an hour, and they're like, oh my god, we need to fill out 30 minutes. So let's have this whole section where it's this completely different movie, because where are the strangers? Why are we dealing with this animal from out of nowhere? Why are we doing this survival tactic? It's really odd. It really sticks out like a sore thumb within the whole entire movie. Didn't really love it. And again, it just padded runtime. And it wasn't really moving anything forward. And it really wasn't that engaging for the most part. It was just kind of sitting around going, yeah, all right, yeah, she's in the woods. She's doing all these different things. Okay, there's an animal here. Where are the strangers? Where are they? And why aren't they hearing all of this? And why aren't they going for her? Because again, they're hunting for her throughout this whole entire movie. And we also focus on one of the strangers as well. And again, me personally, all I need to know about the strangers is that they are some sick individuals. I mean, one of the most disturbing lines in that original Strangers movie, right? Why are you doing this to us? Because you were home. One of the most disturbing scenes, one of the disturbing line reads ever heard, right? Well, maybe not ever heard, but it's up there. It's up there for sure. It really, really tingles you like, damn, they just want to do this just because they wanted to. That's all I really need to know. I don't need to know the whole backstory. I don't need to know the childhood of one of the strangers. I don't need to know the childhood of any of the strangers. I really don't care to learn the origins of Tamra, because you do get that in this movie. You learn the origins of Tamra, and by the end of it, I'm just like, what was the purpose in all of that? So in this chapter 2, and we'll see what happens in chapter, and I think this was frustrating me the most about this, because again, the movie's fine. I don't think it needs to be in theaters. I don't think the movie earns a 7-month gap in between chapters, because when chapter 3 comes out, I will be there to go see it. I'm in too deep now. I need to know how this all ends. But am I in a rush for it? Like, is this going to be a day one type of thing? If there's nothing else out there on that weekend, sure. But if there's other competition within that movie, I am going to prioritize those movies before this, as opposed to if this was coming out week to week to week on, like a Netflix, like they did with Fear Street. I think maybe we would have been warranted a little bit more. Maybe we probably should have shopped this to Netflix and really make this an event type of thing. Because again, it starts off really strong, but as the movie continues, it just goes and goes and goes. And the way that it ends, because again, they filmed all 3 chapters, it ends with a to be continued. And where it ends, it really did feel like they just took the script and like flicked the pages and then just had the director point at a page to stop it. Okay, that's where we're going to end. And it just really feels unsatisfying all the way through. Now, which one do I prefer more from chapter 1 to chapter 2? I might take chapter 2 just because like it just gets going, while chapter 1, it takes a really long time for it. But is this still a great movie? Like if I had to rank this on the lemon scale, sour lemon at the bottom, expired store-bought lemonade. Store-bought lemonade, it's a movie, but hey, there's a lot of problems in it. Lemonade, it's a movie. Freshly squeezed lemonade, very good. Minor problem, strawberry lemonade at the very top, because it's the best kind of lemonade. I would still put Strangers Chapter 2 expired store-bought lemonade. Like, it's not a great movie. Maybe I am a little more forgiving if I did watch this at home as opposed to driving all the way out to the theater to go see it. And maybe it does go up to a store-bought lemonade after that. But there are a lot of problems. There's a lot of dead time. Getting to know one of the strangers, to me, just led to absolutely nothing. Again, this weird part in the middle where it just becomes the Revenant and we're fighting an animal instead of the strangers just feels like it just feels like a sore thumb in a lot of ways. But again, the positives, I like the beginning in the hospital. I think her performance is really, our main girl performance is really good within the movie, and how she's able to communicate this paranoia where it is kind of like that tagline of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, who survives and what comes of them. This constant paranoia that she is very good. And when they lean on that stuff, to me, the movie sings. But it's still very frustrating. Anyone who's trying to help this girl is taking their sweet ass time. Like, you need to match this girl's urgency if you don't want her to think you're one of the strangers, especially after you know what she's been through. You need to go quicker. And she's also very frustrating as well in some areas, because she'll pick up a weapon and then not use the weapon. Like, she'll try it a couple times and then she'll just drop it and leave it. No, keep it going. There's a scene with a gun. She picks up the gun, she shoots it like twice, and I don't recall hearing the click, click, click. And I'm just like, that caliber at least has 6 shots in it. Why are you dropping it? It makes no sense. Those things are very frustrating. A lot of dead time within this film that really just feel like, hey, we need to pad this to make it to 90 minutes. I can understand why you would come out and be like, no, that movie was really bad. Some of the things that worked for me, I'm leaning on that a little bit more, which is why, again, it's not sour lemon, but it is still expired store-bought lemonade. I can't fully recommend you to go to the theater to go see it. I just can't. If you want to wait for it to come out at home, I think that's the best way to go about it. But man, I'm in too deep now. I will be at the theater for Chapter 3, even though I don't think it fully deserves it. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about this movie down in the comment section. Leave a like if you made this far within the review. I do greatly appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button, as I am trying to grow into my YouTube career. And don't forget to squeeze the day, guys, because life is too short not to give you also squeeze every opportunity that you can. Until next time, I'll see you here at Lemon Studios.